Good afternoon. What?
Good afternoon.
Oh, thank you. Don't need to say anything, but before I began this, I wanted to say this because good afternoon is the main topic of my presentation. So let's begin. Whenever we're moving to a new place for the first time, there always comes that fear. No, it's not the fear of going to a new school or going to clean your new room or trying to fit in the new neighborhood. No, it's the fear of talking to your neighbor. Whenever we see our new neighbor, they look scary. You know, when I first moved here, nearby here, well, I first saw my neighbor and I was completely scared. They looked like a grandpa who could kill me just with their eyes. That was the most scary moment of my life. But then I thought to myself, what if I tried saying hello to them? Well, I tried. One day, I entered the elevator, walked to the corner of the room, they were there. I stood there, quiet. I was fidgeting with my hands, I couldn't stay still. My head was filled with doubts, telling, I can't do this, I'm gonna fail. And I had those thoughts right now. But, well, I pushed them aside. I did it. I said, good morning. What happened next was not what I expected. What do you think happened? What do you think? O que você acha que aconteceu quando eu falei? Reasonable, but no. What happened was not that at all. Want to know what happened? They actually said, good morning back. You know, I never thought that would happen. It was like the biggest mind blow of my life. I was like, what? They actually answered me. And well, that's what I want to talk about today, right here. Saying hello and how that makes us better people. Whenever we talk to someone, we have a chance to make their day feel better. Whenever we see our friend with a bad mood or having trouble, we can always walk up to them and just say, hey man, are you okay? Is everything good with you? You know, I'm here to talk with you if you want. And that may seem like a simple thing. It actually does wonders. It actually makes our friends feel better. Not on the outside, but on the inside as well. You know, I had a lot of friends of mine that have had the worst days of their life. And you know, I thought to myself, how can I make them feel better? Do I buy a gift for them? Do I throw a party up for them? No. All I had to do was walk up to them, touch their shoulder, and say, hey man, good afternoon. You good? You want to talk about it? You know, although it may seem like a simple thing that doesn't do anything, and some people think that. On the other point, it makes you feel better. It helps you make your friends and yourself feel better. Whenever we talk to someone, again, we have a chance to make their day special. And you might be thinking, why should I look at my neighbor or my friend and tell them good morning? Why should I walk up to you? Why should I walk up to you and say, good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine too, and you?
Yeah, I'm fine as well, thank you. You see, she's smiling now, I see that? You know, that easily shows why you can do something amazing just by saying hello to someone. And some people think that's not really necessary. Some people think that you shouldn't need to. And then I have another thing. I have a question for them. Why not? Why not look at your neighbor or your friend or your family member and ask them how they are? Do you have a reason to say, do not do that? Do you need a reason? Well, I have the answer. You don't need one. You don't need to have a reason to walk up to someone or anything and not ask them how they are. You can walk up to anything. This couch, this seat right here, I can ask them, hey, how are you? And you know, if it could talk, it would answer me. You know, I can walk up to anything. That guy right there, how are you? See, he's smiling. He's that good, you know. I didn't need a reason to do that. You don't need one at all. To talk to someone, we don't need a reason to. We don't need a reason to talk to someone. We just walk up to them and we can instantly make their day feel better. And talking to someone, greeting them, isn't just about making their day better. It's about learning something new. For example, when I was traveling to São Paulo this month actually, I actually stayed in my hotel and I found out there was a Mexican family that was like the next room to me. When I left my room, I could hear them in the hallway talking in Spanish. And I know a little, I'm not that good in Spanish, but I know a little. So one day I thought, why don't I just walk up to them, like walk past and say, Buenos dias. Why not do that, What's the worst that can happen? And want to know what happened? I said it. I walked up to them, I said, Buenos dias. And they said, Buenos dias. Like it was nothing. And I learned something. I learned that the Spanish people don't actually, in their culture, it's completely fine to meet up with random people and act like you're their friend, I actually never saw them later. They actually, I don't know, they must have traveled later, I don't know. But it was like I had seen an old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in years. And even though I didn't know them, I was completely happy to, talk to them and figure out that, this was part of their culture. They treat everyone the same. They treat people equally, And that's what I want to talk about as well. How greeting someone makes us learn other culture and history, such as in Japan, where, hang on, how do I do this? Okay, here. In Japan, people greet each other by bowing. Well, did you know that? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone knows. Okay. Well, that's okay. That doesn't matter. But the thing is,
Keep going.
But the thing is, even if you did or didn't know that, you don't need to talk. You have a reason to talk. Whenever we talk to someone, you got it? Whenever we talk to someone, we have a chance to learn more about their culture and history. You can travel to, I don't know, Australia. Walk up to like someone and say, hey man, good morning, how are you? And you might learn something. You might learn that in Australia, they don't do like how we do it here, handshakes or whatever. They do a completely different dance that is in such a way different for our culture that at first it seems like a complete surprise. But when you start to learn about it, you actually seem surprised. You know more about their culture. You know more about the history of Australia. Or in Japan, right here, that, it's a sign of respect, You don't need to have a reason to talk to someone. You can talk to them to make their day better or to learn more about it. And well, that's what I wanted to say, Whenever you're staying in a new place or somewhere completely you're unfamiliar with, like a party or a new city that you're living in, why not look at the guy the hotelman that is attending you and say, good afternoon, how are you? Maybe you might learn something like, maybe you might learn this history of the street that the hotel takes place in, or learn more about the city's culture, or its hotspots, You might learn anything that you didn't expect to learn. And I wanted to finish this talk with, I better say in Portuguese. Eu vou terminar essa apresentação, desculpa pela troca aleatória para o português, mas eu queria terminar essa apresentação com uma mensagem que eu vi online, que eu acho que encaixa muito bem com esse tópico de falar com as pessoas e como isso nos ajuda a ser pessoas melhores. A melhor arma contra a solidão é o olá, entendeu? Você não está sozinho nesse mundo. Você pode olhar para qualquer pessoa que está nessa sala, que está aqui nesse prédio, falar um olá, entendeu? Você vai se sentir melhor. Você vai conhecer a pessoa, você vai conhecer a si mesmo, você vai tirar esse medo de si. Eu tava com medo inumano, entendeu? Eu desci essa escada quase desmaiando, eu tava com medo absurdo. Mas agora que eu tô parado aqui em pé, entendeu? Passou perfeitamente. Obrigado, mãe. Mas, entendeu? Você não precisa ter esse medo, você pode só... Quer dizer, o medo, você sempre vai ter. Coragem não é você tirar esse medo, coragem é você puxar esse medo pro lado e seguir em frente, você continuar descendo a escada, mesmo com medo na sua cabeça, entendeu? Você não precisa de desculpa para não falar com alguém, você não precisa de uma razão para falar com o seu vizinho ou com o seu amigo, você só fala com eles e o seu dia melhora totalmente, entendeu? Então, a mensagem que eu queria deixar aqui pro final, eu só não consegui colocar no slide, infelizmente, mas a mensagem é: a maior arma contra a solidão é o olá, entendeu? Então, a partir de agora, vocês podem, se quiser, eu não estou forçando vocês a fazer isso, mas se vocês quiserem, vocês podem, a partir de cada dia, a cada pessoa que você encontrar na rua, na escola, ou em qualquer lugar, entendeu? No shopping, dá um olá, fala hello, good afternoon, buenos dias, olá, qualquer jeito que você quiser, entendeu? Depende de onde você estiver. Se você estiver viajando no Japão para uma viagem de negócios, você pode andar para a pessoa, fazer assim, entendeu? Você pode chegar no México a fim de viajar, diversão, parar em qualquer lugar, parar no... Qual é o nome aquele parque de diversões que tem aqui no Brasil, entendeu? Você pode parar com o atendente e falar assim: e aí, cara, como que você tá, entendeu? Como se você conhecesse o cara há 10 anos, entendeu? E de boa, você vai aprender algo, apesar, o mínimo, o pior que pode acontecer é a pessoa só te ignorar, mas, entendeu? Você pelo menos puxou esse medo pro lado, você tirou esse medo e conseguiu você conseguiu puxar esse medo pro lado e falar com essa pessoa, entendeu? Você não tem que ter medo para falar com alguém, entendeu? Você não está sozinho nesse mundo, você tem 8 bilhões de pessoas no mundo. Aqui no Rio de Janeiro, eu não faço ideia de quantas pessoas tem. Você pode andar na rua, você vê 100 pessoas diferentes, você pode dar um olá para cada uma delas, entendeu? E isso mostra que você não está sozinho, entendeu? E no fim é isso que eu queria falar, entendeu? Ninguém está sozinho nesse mundo. O olá ajuda todos.